All right, Capricorn, it is time for your, September reading. And we have the World, the Nine of Skulls, and the Four of Grails. I'll be using the Phantasmagoria Vampyre Tarot. We also have the Seven of Scepters. This came out for, I want to say it was Scorpio as well. And I feel like Capricorn also came up in Scorpio's reading, so you may want to check those out. We also have the Hanged Man. Okay. We have the Four of Scepters, the Priestess, the Ten of Scepters, the Five of Skulls. I was also going to say I've been bringing out a lot more symbolism, and any instances where other signs appear in your reading, you may want to go ahead and cross-watch those. I also recommend looking at your sun, moon, and rising. Not just one, but like looking at all three. It doesn't really matter what order you watch them in, but just whatever applies to you. Sorry, that was a big jump. Whatever applies to you, hang on to it. The rest of it, let it go, because it's not for you. I'll go ahead and set this deck aside and use it only if we need clarification from this point. We'll start with the World. And here we have the Sword coming out. We also have a planetary symbol. Let me double check which one that is. We have Saturn, so I would check your Saturn placement. And this one, in this deck, first of all, this is more shadow side that this is reading, so it's not necessarily something, a physical manifestation, but more so the thoughts, feelings, and emotions surrounding situations. This one speaks heavily to spirit guides, but also to some sort of deception here, and we'll come back to that because I want to see where the rest of the spread is going, to see more so what situation you need to be mindful of, what the context is. There we go. That's a better way to say it. We also have the Nine of Skulls, which references Virgo. Dobby, good sir, please stay over here. All right, so we've got a reference to Virgo in the feminine energy, and blue. So I feel like she's not really speaking, but she is dancing under the moon. She does have blood on her hands, and it's almost like, and in her mouth, it's like biting your tongue, and like blue referencing the throat chakra. It's like biting your tongue so you're not speaking your truth in a situation. And that could be part of the deception, is that you haven't, like, you know how you feel, but you're not being truthful in that you're letting people think that you're okay with something when you're not. And it may be in relation to a Virgo. We also have Cancer showing up here. And it seems like your masculine and feminine are not in balance. I know for Taurus, I have read this as like physical or emotional, like someone controlling you physically or emotionally. And again, here is with you like biting your tongue and not saying anything about it, but here you're out of balance. So that can be an actual situation, which I hope it is not, where someone is making you feel like you are not able to speak your truth, or it may be that your masculine and feminine are out of balance, and so as this would speak more so to the feminine energy. So men and women who are more so in their feminine may not feel like they can speak their truth because it may not feel right to them. Like for example, like feminine, not just feminine, but a woman not feeling like she can say something because she feels like as a woman she should not disrupt the peace. And by the same token, masculine can still be in that energy, especially if there's like, they identify more with the feminine side, that I shouldn't say something about this situation that's made me uncomfortable because I don't want to disturb the peace. So it can be that, or it can also be a physical situation. So far we've had Virgo, Cancer, and now we have Leo in the feminine. And And that's with the Seven of Scepters. And this came up for, I believe it was for Scorpio. So I really feel like you should watch the Scorpio reading. But I was talking about Leo being in a situation with a Leo where you're crosswise of your purpose, because it's like there's a path stretched out behind her, but she's not on her path, she's across her path. So it's like, it could be like, I made it this far, but I'm not going any further. Or it could be like straight up spiritual blindness and not seeing my path is going this way. Like, where's my path? Maybe I should go this way. Maybe I should go this way. Or even turning back when your path is in front of you and it seems so clear to everyone else. It's clear to everyone else but you. Now that could also be a symptom of not being in balance with your masculine and feminine, or it could be that in not speaking your truth, or that you are not speaking your truth because you feel like you can't go down this path. Or if you could just speak your truth, you would be able to go down this path. In that situation, we have the Hanged Man. And in the background on this cross here, we have an element. That triangle is a symptom of water, symbol of water. Again, we have that serpent tangled around his body here, and it's like it is a greater deception, but at the same time it's emotional, which can be a reference to, and we have that same symptom here with the serpent. In this case, she is in control of the serpent, which may be a reference to Scorpio, or we have it again here where the serpent is control of the body, and this is speaking to the emotional body, as we have the water symbol in the background. But it's also like his, like, eat your heart out, or like bleed your heart out, like there's blood coming out of his mouth, like he's a fountain. It's like, but that's also your life, your energy, your source. And like your blood is also a large amount of water. So and that also ties into this of not speaking your truth. So this truth that is blocked, your throat chakra, is emotional, but it is also like in speaking and being able to verbalize what you're feeling, you are freeing your life's purpose, I want to say. But in this context, it's almost like it's being forced out of you, because like you're at an odd angle here. You're like literally hung upside down, which is a way, like if you've ever seen an animal being slaughtered, like the way that they dress a deer, or even like it's like you are like a sheep to the slaughter. I know that seems very, very graphic, and I feel like it is. Emotionally, you are a sheep to the slaughter. We also have the Four of Scepters here, which brings in Aries energy. And this is again in the feminine. I don't know, I feel very heavy about this. I feel like I don't know, Capricorn. I feel like you are really being held over a barrel. Also, I feel like Capricorn being an earth sign is very in nature, in Mother Earth. Even if it isn't a masculine or feminine, doesn't really matter. But I feel like all the fire here, because we have the Seven of Scepters, And then we have, like, we've had skulls, grails, and scepters. We've got 3 scepters showing up here, which is all fire, and I feel like you're burning yourself out because we don't have any earth energy showing up in an earth sign reading. So and there is passion here. So I feel like it's almost like you are, I'm sorry, this is the 8 of scepters. I feel like you are in this emotional situation and you're emotionally invested, and it's like pulling, it's like breaking your heart. The passion and the emotion. I'm sorry, I said there was no earth here, but there actually is. It's in the 9 of skulls, which is actually pentacles. I apologize. But I do feel like that's very overpowered because, again, in that space that you're in, your earth energy is not being able to use your voice. We also have the priestess here, which does have this black candle of protection in it. And she is, I always want to say this in this, well, it's funny that I say that, like Mother Earth, but she also is wearing this tiara on her forehead. I don't know if you can see that, but it is like goddess energy. It's got the crescent, waxing and waning, and then the full moon in the center. And she does have the serpent on her arm. So this is goddess energy, and you are protected, but it does feel like you're being broken down first. And we also have the 10 of scepters, and again, Saturn showing up. Here's the 10 of scepters, and on this mask, we have Saturn showing up again. So that's 2 places Saturn is showing up. Check your Saturn placement, and I would watch whatever sign you have in your Saturn placement. I would also watch that. And there's also Sagittarius here on the back of her. So it's fire again. We literally have Leo, Aries, and Sagittarius all show up in Capricorn's reading. Then we have Virgo, which is you, not being able to speak your truth. And then we have Cancer. So it's like you're bound by your emotions and unable to speak your truth. But we have all the fire signs showing up in your reading. We then have the 5 of skulls here. We have Taurus. So we have Taurus and Virgo in the Capricorn reading. Again, those blue flowers. And the beast that is preying on the woman. So it's like, again, the masculine is overpowering the feminine in this reading. And I feel like that is your energy, but there's another symbol here that is Mercury. So check your Mercury placement, because I feel like it's Taurus. This is going to be especially true for people who have Taurus in Mercury. And then we have the Prince of Grails at the end, and he's holding this cup that has like emerald on it, which emerald is like in your heart space. So look at your heart space, but he's also very thoughtful about this situation, and it is a kind of a new energy. And it's like there's a serpent before the fall on his lapel, and I don't know if you can really see it right there, but it's like a snake with wings, right? And that would be like the devil before the fall in the Garden of Eden, if you're going back to like early symbolism. So I feel like it's the positive side of deception here. I feel like you have to embody that, but you also need your masculine and feminine to be in balance. I think I'm going to do a separate reading for Saturn. I've never done that before, but because it comes up twice in this reading, I think I'm going to do Capricorn, Saturn placement for this month. Because I feel like Saturn came up in someone else's reading. I'll look at it, and I'll see if I can do that. If I have the time to do that, I definitely will. Capricorn, your heart space is so important. And here we have, like, here you can see that bleeding is coming from the heart space. Someone's wounded you very deeply. But also beware of letting the fire burn you out. Like, and when I say the fire, I really feel like don't let your passion for someone burn you out emotionally. I would do heart chakra meditations, spend some time like in self-care, and maybe even take a step back for a bit. And I would kind of cross-watch as well to see if your situation, the situation that you're dealing with, is spoken of in some of these other readings. Watch your sun, moon, and rising. Like I said at the beginning, I would definitely do that as well. Keep an eye out for the Saturn placement reading. I'd really like to do that, and I'm hopeful that I will have the time. We'll keep you posted. This still feels very heavy, so I would also sage. I sage at the beginning, before and after each reading, so I definitely encourage you to sage as well with some of this energy that's so heavy. I'm sending good vibes to you, Capricorn. I hope that you are well. I hope this was helpful, and don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, and I will see you next month.